We do not come up with ideas in terms of what's the fashion of this season, what's the color that we want to introduce you. We don't even do those market research. Copy. So those magazines that are published in, for example, Japan, when it's still the fashion center, my boss bought a lot of magazines from that country and ship it back to us, and we see, okay, then the manager picked this, let's do it this time. And we pretty much did a Chinese version of the Chinese magazine. So even when we go out to borrow clothes, there's no such a logic. It's whichever is available, we go and borrow. So whichever brands want to show up on our magazine, we work with them and check out products from them. So logically speaking, yes, that's why I interview with a lot of passion. But when I started the job, I learned, okay, that's not how this company runs their business. But still, we had a pretty good sales, especially in my division. Our magazine has top sales in the whole company. So, I'm not encouraging this type of way of running business, but yeah, that's how it does. Then the fun part. Okay, so basically, what I have to do is the managers decide which units to put in this issue, and then we are assigned with different kind of sections. So I have to be in charge, fully in charge of my sections, and I have to go out. Before I go out to check out products, I have to contact all the brands. So like some young brands and many girls like it, and we contact them and say, can you guys lend us your products of the seasons? And we have to keep contacting them until they say yes to us, and then we kind of compose the content of my session. And then we go out to film, to take photos. So we have to check with photographers, we have to call the agents for models and put their times and arrange everything. And have all my products ready, all the models ready, all the photographers ready, all the lunchbox ready. So I get to do everything for the photo shooting. And after we're done, the models are gone, the photographers are gone, and I have to go back and deal with all the products I borrowed and return them to the brand, and also keep a good relationship with all the brands. Then because the brand, we rely on them to lend us their hot items. They rely on us to advertise their products for them. So our relationship, we need each other a lot. So I really care about how polite I am when I work with them, and how much appreciation I show my brands and those marketing managers. I make sure that I thank them and even send them a thank you notes, and they will respond with a gift. Like the gifts only for so-called reporters, journalists. So we have some exclusive products from those brands as well. So this kind of relationship keeps going on. My manager is not that friendly. So my managers used to blame me for calling those brands too frequently. He said, why do you waste so much time talking to the managers? I said, if I don't talk to the managers don't want to work with us, then in the future, where can you get the products that sponsor you? So that's a hard part. The fun part is, since we are the journalists in the fashion industry, we get to attend a lot of press conference. When there are brands launching new like a fragrance to the market, we are invited to the fashion show. And the best part is you get a free pack of the new products. So that's why we love to go. Like a Chanel, Armani, Dior, all those things. So that's the fun part, but that's an extra time of your job. You don't get to go there during daytime, because they don't host those kind of press conference in daytime. Then you still have to spend extra time to attend. And we, as a magazine company, also host a lot of activities, like to pick up the next model of the year, that kind of stuff. A lot of fun, but too much time. And so I end up not really having my own time. I just go back home and sleep. The second day, the same thing. So we don't have holidays. When you guys have days off, we might have to go out and finish the shooting, because that might be the time for certain people to be available. Okay. So anything has pros and cons. So basically from this job, I had to do a lot of coordination and arrangement. And also I have to make sure all the things go smoothly. So before you can have your sections to begin, you have to keep calling different partners. Like the photographers, we don't work with only one photographer, we work for several ones. So you have to check with their schedules, which one's available, which studios they want to use, and what kind of styles, and also models. And sometimes the models, they say they're going to come, but and now not showing out all these things. So pretty much I am more like a PM. So PM is a job that many of the college graduates can, not really can, but PM is the type of job that many college graduates try to get right after the college education. So this is about the job as a fashion editor. The reason I decided to quit is because I think my manager does not really manage well, and also certain type of frustrations when I work with brands. Some brands, their managers are friendly. Some brands, they are very unfriendly. And they take us as troublemakers because we have to take their time to borrow the items from their shops. So sometimes we're sent to their retail shops, and those employees in the retail shops, they don't like us. They will probably just leave us there and you wait until I'm available to deal with you. And I'm pretty mad. And I think, okay, I'll go out and get a degree and come back and be your boss. And that's the reason for me to quit. I didn't really think much about it yet. So after I got my graduate school degrees, I didn't go back to the same industry, so that was just a dream. So afterwards, luckily I got into the grad school. And whatever I had in my graduate school at Purdue, this is the only comment I have about Purdue. Although it's in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of cornfields, even up to this year, is still middle of nowhere, and you can get online, see so many Purdue students talking about this school, there's nothing. But this school, since there's nothing outside of it, so we have everything on campus. We have a lot of shows, we have a lot of activities, and the school hosts a lot of things for us. And also, Purdue students didn't have time to have fun anyway. So it's okay, there's no entertainment. We have libraries open for 24 hours for undergraduate students. We don't study that much as graduate students, but undergraduate students study a lot. So 24 hours, so you can be there pretty much the whole day. And it's always full. So during like a midterm or final, if you need to have a seat in library, you have to be there early enough to take the seat, otherwise it's full. That's how much Purdue students study. Versus my undergrad program, I had a professor. When I was in senior year, the professor saw me and said, "Do you know we have a library on campus? It's right there." I said, "I know." And the professor said, "Then how come you're not there? How come you don't study?" I said, "Oh, okay." Then I understand what he meant when I went to Purdue. So, in my graduate schools, or at least certain types of graduate schools, the purpose is to train scientific researchers. I don't know if you ever had any intention to go on with grad school studies, but if you want to study abroad, especially Western countries, including the United States, Australia, England, I'm not sure, because their program is usually shorter, but especially in the States, we do not have a lot of grad students because grad schools are for scientific researchers, meaning that unless you're interested in doing research, grad school is not really something you have to have. I didn't know that before I went. So when they asked me to check which major I want to apply for, I just, oh, this one, cultural behavior, I like it. Then I checked and I went. Then actually in the application forms, my department says very clearly that you have to be interested in writing thesis. I said, okay, that's fine, thesis, let's go. And I went. Then my grad school in the master level requires thesis. You ever heard of thesis, right? In the United States, most of the master programs do not require thesis. You don't have to write thesis. Mine somehow still has it, so I was unlucky to get into my master program. And so most of the master programs, especially MBA, you do not write thesis. Taiwan is the only place that requires thesis from the master levels. Why? Ask administration of education. I don't know why. So then I had a pretty good fun, except gaining 20 pounds. I also started to explore all kinds of American fat food that satisfied me so much, like cheese, a lot of cheese and bacon, sausage, all those things. Very nice nutrition. And I was lucky enough, the second semester I entered Purdue, I got a scholarship. Oh no, assistantship, this one. So I didn't have to pay for my tuition, and the school paid me to go through my study. But then since it's assistantship, so we have to work. So if you are like a full-time assistantship or part-time studentship, depending on how many hours each week you have to work, and the pay is different. And also the tuition waiver is the same. You don't have to pay, and the school is going to pay you for like 10 hours work or 20 hours work. And depending on who is your boss, then that's the content of your job. So I was very lucky to have assistantship because I maintain a good relationship with the secretary. Secretary is the gatekeeper to all kinds of information, including assistantship. So since she liked me so much, every time there is an assistantship available, she'll ask for my name first. Oh, do you need this? Then I'll save this spot for you. So maintain good relationship with the secretaries. Scholarship, on the other hand, you can apply for that, you can get money, and you don't have to pay for the tuition. But then you have to have very good grade. I'm not, so I settle for assistantship. And because of assistantship,